On the road trip for the Orioles right now out there in Anaheim, California. We welcome Steve to O's Extra pregame. And let's talk a little bit about the Orioles reaching the quarter pole, if you want to say, 40 games into the season. They were 25-15, now 26-15. Assess what you've seen now over the first 41 games.
Well, Tom, I think we can look back in recent years, and in 2012, when the Orioles won 93 games and took the wild card, they had 26 wins, 26-14. 2 years later, 22-18, that team won 96 games in a division title, and so they're in first place again at the 40-game point, which they hit Friday night, 25-15, added a win to it last night. I asked a couple players yesterday about that, and they were encouraged by what they've seen. Matt Wieters and Chris Tillman told me they love the pitching and defense. The offense obviously has hit homers and pulled out some close games, and they love that. But they also threw the caution word out there that it is just the quarter pole, 40 games in and a lot to go. But if you look at, Tom, these recent years, the years the Orioles got into the playoffs, they were in first place at the 40-game mark. They set a real good tone for their seasons then, and they hope they're doing it again in 2016.
Now, Steve, we know Yovani Gallardo is on the road trip. Give us an update, please, on what his status is about coming back to the rotation.
Well, you know, he took an important step today, Tom. He threw a bullpen session here in Anaheim for the first time since he got injured. He went on the disabled list April 23rd, right shoulder tendonitis after he had that short start in Kansas City. So his comeback, if you want to call it that, is going really well. Buck Showalter said he threw the ball well, was coming out of his hand well. He watched about half of that session before he had to come back to the clubhouse and was very encouraged with Gallardo. The next step will either be another bullpen, or they could skip that and advance right to a simulated game. Either way, he's going to throw a simulated game probably Thursday or Friday in Cleveland. And so not setting a timetable yet on when he'll be back, but they're very encouraged by what he's doing. And Buck said the whole pitching staff was out there to watch him, and that's kind of the part of the togetherness of this pitching staff, Tom. They like to watch each other's bullpen sessions, even when they're on the disabled list.
Now, Steve, last night it seemed like Kevin Gausman had a nice bounce-back game, but yet the Orioles seem like they cannot get any runs for him. I mean, in half of his starts, they haven't scored a run. It's unbelievable, isn't it?
It is unbelievable, and I said to him last night, here's a season where the Orioles are scoring a lot of runs, just not when you pitch. And so give the kid credit, Tom, for matching zeros last night with Shoemaker. He had to do it a couple starts ago, same thing. And good outing for Gausman. Matt Wieters said the stuff was really good. His command maybe a little off what they've seen from him. But, I mean, Gausman right now, a 2.70 ERA. He's got a 30-8 strikeouts to walk ratio. The Orioles have to be delighted with what they're seeing from this guy. And Gausman, a real team player, said, you know, I didn't get the win, we got the win. That's the most important thing. And he also joked, why aren't they scoring runs for me? He said, I don't know, maybe I got to pick up the post-game spread or something here to get some runs. But Gausman really mature, Tom. He said, they've scored runs for me before. He's not expressing any concern about that. But obviously we're noticing, and fans are noticing, they're not scoring a lot of runs for this kid right now.
Well, Steve, as always, we appreciate your comments and insight. We'll look forward to reading you there on MASNsports.com.